Darell, thank you for joining us today. Each month we chat with somebody from the community college and bring them in and talk with them about their area of focus and what they do at the community college, but really our goal is to share about the programs with the community and share insight about the many different opportunities that Sampson Community College has for residents of Sampson County. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. And as we begin, share with us what you do at the community college and what led you to your current role.
Thank you, Janna. I began with the community college back in 2004. Prior to that, I'm relatively local. I grew up in Orchardville, went to Midway High School, graduated from Midway, and was fortunate enough to have a teaching fellow scholarship to go to UNCW, where I spent 4 years, worked on my master's afterwards, and ran into a friend who said, you need to go try teaching at the community college. So IT was my background, so I decided, all right, I'll go give it a whirl. And a couple years later, I was a department chair, and then a few years later, a division chair, which is now where I currently sit. I'm the division chair for Business and Occupational Technologies. It's a big title, and it includes, right now, 17 academic programs on campus. So pretty much if it's not college transfer, not education, or not healthcare, it's one of my programs.
Do you know about how many students are in those programs as a whole?
I want to think as of about a week ago, we make up somewhere in the ballpark of a third of the campus.
Okay.
So anywhere from a third to a half of the campus, so probably around 700-800 total students that are enrolled in one of those 17 programs.
Absolutely. Great. And what we'll do, let's just go ahead and talk about the different programs.
Okay.
If you want to go by business, occupational, public service, you lead the conversation and just share with the community what you think they would be most interested in when it comes to the programs.
My division is broken into 3 areas really. We have business, public service, and occupational. So in the business programs, we have your traditional accounting and business administration, generally for students who are seeking to go out and enter the business world or enter the world as an accountant for a corporation or something like that. Computer and information technology and information system security, which are the ones that I began in. Basically typical IT stuff. We have employees from county schools, city schools, the hospital, employees that are working with private entities, that are working with privately owned corporations. Pretty much anywhere you can think of where there's a computer, we generally have a graduate who is going to be working in that field. And then lastly, in the business area, we have medical office administration and office administration. Your typical administrative assistants. I tell my students anytime you go to the doctor or the dentist office, someone has to file all that insurance paperwork, has to do all of that insurance billing and coding, and those are the folks that we train. In the public service side, we have what you would typically think of as your general public service programs, such as cosmetology, everything from what you would think of as cutting hair, coloring hair, doing perms and things like that, all the way through to manicure and pedicure. We have criminal justice, which leads into basic law enforcement training, which I'll get into more in just a moment. Community Spanish interpreter, one of our faster growing programs. A lot of times we have folks who come in who are already bilingual. They're bilingual in English and Spanish, and they just need the credentials to be able to be an interpreter for the hospital or the courthouse or the school system or something along those lines. And our newest program that we're going to begin, we actually began it this fall, and we're going to start pushing it pretty heavily for spring, is emergency management. That would be your typical governmental agency, local government, city government, emergency management. A lot of our IT students and criminal justice students are double majoring so that they can have the experience to go along with whatever their primary degree is. They can work in the local government situations and have more experience with that. I mentioned just a minute ago basic law enforcement training. We are currently doing something that we haven't done in the time that I've been there, and that's run 2 BLET academies at once. We have a daytime and a nighttime academy. Enrollment was really good, really strong. So we're hopefully we can do that again next fall, and that gives our folks a lot of opportunities. The daytime academies generally last 4 to 5 months. The nighttime academies generally last 9 months. And when a student graduates, they're able to go sit for the state exam and immediately go to work as a law enforcement officer.
And did the daytime and the nighttime, did that just happen this fall?
That's the first time I've ever seen us run two simultaneously. We've traditionally had just the night or maybe just the day, but to be able to run two simultaneously and have enough interest to run both, that's the first time I've ever seen it since '04.
That's a great program.
The last section of my division are the occupational programs, applied animal science, building construction technology, industrial systems technology, and welding. And those are the ones where you generally have students who want to do hands-on. There aren't a lot of textbooks and a lot of lecture in those types of courses. They're generally hands-on courses. All of our instructors are not only certified, but they're also well known in the community. We have a great relationship with local industries and local businesses, so our graduates, our claim to fame is our graduates get jobs. A lot of them either have jobs before they graduate or very shortly after they graduate.
Absolutely. And of the programs that you've discussed, which is your, I know you mentioned that the Community Spanish Interpreter, that's a fast-growing program. Is there any other programs that are the kind of the fastest growing programs that are underneath your umbrella?
Probably Industrial Systems Technology. Mr. Dana Meredith is the department chair for that program. That one, as of last year, had grown almost 400% as compared to previous years. And it encompasses HVAC, electrical. We have a certified electrician who teaches courses. It includes plumbing courses, machine operator, heavy lathe. And that program was one that a few months back we were fortunate enough to receive the grant from Duke Energy for $250,000. So we were able to use that money to buy the latest equipment, basically so our graduates, when they leave us, they will not have to be retrained. They can go straight into the workforce and start, from day one knowing exactly what they're doing on up-to-date equipment machinery.
Absolutely. Katie Brown actually had some students from Butterball come in and do some customized training, but it was on that Duke Energy
That's right.
Equipment, and they raved about it.
Oh, yeah.
Because they said this is what we work on every day. And, but that's great that the students that are learning can learn on that equipment and then go right into the industry.
And the employers appreciate it because, like I say, they don't have to retrain on more up-to-date equipment. The employees go in, they get the training that they need to go back to work, and they're more productive immediately.
Absolutely. Great. Talk to us about the new mini-mester.
Oh, yes, yes.
So share with the community what that is, and if someone's interested, what do they need to do?
A lot of times folks come to us and they don't want to devote an entire 16 weeks of their life to taking a handful of courses. They'd like to get in, get the courses they need, and get out in a hurry. And for that, we generally like to run 8-week classes, and we call them mini-mesters. We still have your traditional fall, spring, summer, where you have 16-week semesters, but with wrapped inside of those are 2 individual 8-week semesters. So, for example, in the fall, you could take a handful of courses in the A part or the first mini-mester of fall, a handful in the second mini-mester, do the same in spring, and what would traditionally take you 2 years to complete your coursework, you could now complete in 1 year because you're basically taking twice as many classes per semester. That's turned out to be a big hit. A lot of universities around are going through and doing the 5-week courses, the 8-week courses, and it's drawing in a lot of folks who, like I say, they just want to get what they have to get and get back to work.
Absolutely.
So for us, that's been a pretty good hit, and we're exploring some other opportunities as well. 5-week courses, 14-week courses for some of our high school dual enrolled students, CCP students. And we're always open to new ideas. If we have enough interest and we have enough folks who want it, we can pretty much run about what we need to.
Great. Are a lot of your programs would individuals have the opportunity to take some of your programs within the mini-mesters? Yes,
ma'am. They would actually. I was working on the spring schedule before I came over here, and I'm seeing about a third to a half of all the courses that are within our program, which is usually around 300 or so courses per semester. I'm seeing about a half to a third of those running as mini-mester courses, either first 8-week or second 8-week courses.
Wow, that's a great opportunity.
Oh, it is, and it's a chance for you to come in. Like I say, you can get the coursework you need, get it quickly. It's a win-win for everybody.
Absolutely. Well, Darell, as we start to wrap up, thank you for being here and just
Thank
giving us a quick
me.
overview of the programs you have. But if someone is interested in a specific program that you talked about today, what's their next step and how can they contact you?
The best thing to do is to go onto our website, www.sampsoncc.edu. Check out the programs that are there. Look at the Career Coach software that is built onto our website. Decide what it is that you want to do, and then either contact me, or if you'd like, you can go straight to the department chair for that program and contact them. Everybody's phone number and email address is online. You can reach us pretty much anytime, 5 days a week. Call Student Services, ask for one of us. We'll be glad to help you. But the best way is to come out and see us.
Absolutely. Stop by, visit
Stop
us,
by,
ask
visit.
questions.
We'll be glad to take you around and let you tour the facilities, tour the labs, see the equipment. It's nice to hear about it or see photos and videos, but to see it firsthand and to see students and speak with students firsthand, candidly, that'll give you a lot more insight.
Great. Well, thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.